Senna, you are the captain of the Team South and the owner. How are you feeling about your matchup against Ash and her bad bitches?
I will say I do feel pretty good about going up against the bad bitches. I've played against them a couple times. I've played with them a couple times. They're my friends. It's fun. But I feel like knowing my team and the work that we've put in, I feel like our chances are pretty good. It's going to be a good competition.
It's interesting that you say how your team, how they work together. What has practice looked like for you and your team?
Yeah.
Practice has been here and there just because not everyone was available due to work or school or other obligations. But in the times that I've gotten to practice, either individually, one-on-one with people, or as a group of a 3-stack, it's been pretty good for the most part. Some games we lost just because sometimes you get unlucky games. But overall, comms, teamwork, watching out for each other, trading, I feel like we've done really good for how much we've been able to practice, considering we haven't gotten a full team practice in. I say we've done pretty good.
I do say our players also hold their own weight, so the practice wasn't too worrisome to me.
Yeah, not to hold any bias or anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like our practices have been great. All right. With the lack of full team practice, are we worried about the team dynamics?
I will say no, because even prior to this, we have played together just for friendly 5-stacks. At some point, we've all played together. I know everyone's playing style and how we're able to work well together. So even though we haven't had a full team practice as much as I would have hoped, it still feels pretty good based on previous team practices that we had.
With our team having gold and diamond peak players, can we expect to see any pro plays from any of them? Like pro esports?
I mean, again, unbiased totally, but from the plays that I've seen from my golds and my plats, it's been amazing seeing. And diamonds, just, I don't know. There's certain plays that I see that I personally have only seen happen in VCTs. So I do believe it is just pure raw talent and it's really good game sense. So I don't know. I gotta give a shout out to the high expertise that my team brings, because there's times I gotta sit back and be like, yo, hold on. That was a clean headshot, like all the way from main on brick. What you mean? So I don't know. I'm a little bit baffled at some point. I'm like, yo, this my friend playing? Like, he's going crazy right now. Let's go.
When I was making the South video, you sent me 2 clips, one for Sam, one for you.
Y'all sit back and watch me speak. About to take over your screen. Talking bulls in 93. Talking mom, I'm on TV. Y'all know all I do is me. All
let's go!
Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and
Okay. And I found it hilarious because at the end of both clips, both of you were just appalled by your own actions. Like, how the fuck did I do that? What the fuck just happened?
Anytime Senna hits like a head tap, she's like, "Oh my god,
how? That's impossible!"
It's such an adorable way to do that.
Now, you have been saying not to be biased, but we have to ask you to be biased on this one. Who would you say is the star player?
I personally can't choose just one. This is what I was trying to say, was that I personally feel like it's neck and neck between Hannah and Dark. The plays that I've seen from them is insane. I have to say, you guys are going to see this in the tournament. You know, any previous clips that we have or any streams that we have previously. The way that Hannah and Dark play Valorant, I don't know how to describe it other than it feels like I'm watching a pro play who's not a pro. It feels like if they were to try out for any professional team, I could see them making it, honestly, and being the star player on their team. And I don't know, maybe it's the fact of playing for 5 years since the games come out, but when you guys see how each of them play, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. But those two, I got to give, like, chef's kiss. Y'all absolutely kill it every time, regardless if you win or lose. I'm just so amazed and proud of the play and the game sense that you guys have. It is phenomenal. I got to give y'all that. That is amazing gameplay.
I can't speak on the side of Sam, but I'm a little offended that you didn't say me. So
I am not offended whatsoever.
I'm going to be very petty in this match.
Yeah, we know. But
Well-
honestly, your answer is the most wholesome and beautiful thing you could have said.
Thank you. I would have included Keegan, but Keegan has taken a little bit of a hiatus from Valorant for a while, and he's now on
Ooh.
Apex. So if
Call
you
him
continued
out.
on with it. Because beforehand, I would have said Hannah and Keegan, but then I met Dark, got to see his play style, and he does play a lot more consistently. But I will say, like, all three of y'all, like, especially you give Keegan an op or a marshal or an outlaw, and I do not put me against that man. He will kill any person, anytime. There's a reason he's called the sharpshooter.
I love how he just asked you to glaze him up. So
I did, you
by
know,
the way.
it's
That's
just
what
something
that
I gotta
was.
do. Like,
That was just your ego.
you did mention playing against Ash's team before. Like we've mentioned, your first match is against Ash's Bad Bitches. Having played with most, if not all of them, are you worried about the match, or are you going to take those experiences to plan out a victory?
I will say I am not that worried. And here's why I say that. Because I know there are some players on there that do not play consistently like how my team usually does. And again, it's just because they're not on as much due to scheduling, work, school, whatever. We do play a lot more consistently day to day versus they hop on every once in a while. So I feel like we have played, especially this map, a lot more, I feel like, and we just have a better team style because we, again, even though we haven't had full team practices, we've still played all together, one-on-one or three-stack duos, whatever the case may be, versus the other team. I don't know if I've seen them practice a lot. I don't know. I got a good feeling. I gotta say, I'm not really that worried, to be honest.
I got it.
Love the confidence. Okay.
that is a lot of confidence to have in us, and that feels nice.
Yes, it
You know,
does. Very
I know
much
my
does.
team. I picked my team for a reason, not just out of friendship. It's just because I picked really good players. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, I'm going to ask the next question, Sinna. Having played with Ash's team, the Bad Bitches, who do you think will be the biggest obstacle on their team?
I'm gonna say probably Cloudy, just because I've never played against him. I haven't played with him, but I have heard of what he placed at, his peak. So I'm a little bit worried, but again, I don't know if he plays consistently like we do. I don't know if he's on all the time. I don't know what the case may be, but that's probably the only person that I'm really worried about or have any sort of fear about.
I will say he's obviously boosted. Ash got him to Immortal or whatever he is.
Obviously.
Of course.
I've told Suited that if he's sitting in a corner with a judge, I will be kicking his door down. I know where he lives.
That's a fun threat. Be prepared to act on that. 'Cause
I've never seen Yash play. I've seen everyone but Yash play. Or Yashido. So I'm a little scared of him because I've never seen him play. Cloudy, yeah, sure, he's a high ranked player, but we got plenty of high-ish players. So I'm just saying, three versus one is in our favor, but who knows? He might just be cheating.
Yeah,
So.
and I would have been scared of Yashido, but the man has moved over to Marvel Rivals, so I feel like he's going to get tripped up at some point because he's so immersed in Marvel Rivals that I don't know. I don't know. From what I've heard from him lately, it kind of seems like his aim is a little bit off. So
We do need you to give yourself an ego boost. What do you think the outcome of this match will entail? Meaning, what do you think the final score will be?
I personally think that the score is probably going to be somewhat of like a 5-13. I usually have a good feeling about Corrode with my team because we always watch each other's backs. We're covering for one another, trading, giving good comms. So I kind of feel like, in a way, the win's going to be maybe a landslide, and if not that, we're at least keeping up, neck and neck with each other in scoring, but ultimately the South is going to come out on top, as it always does.
Okay, so you were saying that we're going to be the 13. I thought you were saying we were 5, and I was going to agree with you.
I was gonna ask, did you mean 13-5 instead of 5-13?
13-5, there we go. But 13-5, I don't know. The South is the South for a reason, and there's a reason we stay on top.
That is a lot of confidence.
I love it though. And Cinna, if your team wins, who are you hoping to see on the other side of the finals?
Honestly, I really hope to see the RU, Racist Unite, on the other team, just because there's been a lot of smack talk back and forth, again, it's all friendly, good games. We're here to have a fun time. But at the end of the day, if I'm able to sit down some of the people on there and remind them who we are, I'm going to love it. So bring it on. I'm ready. We're ready.
I'll agree, but for different reasons, because every event that we've done with Jerobi, he has somehow pulled, insane players on his team. And so I'm a little scared.
You say that, but Jerobi was on the losing team for the R6 tournament.
Well, he was also on our team.
I was also on that team.
I just, there's some people on there who, play more of Apex, who haven't really practiced as much. One of them's a blue collar who, doesn't really play as much as he used to anymore and talks a lot of smack. So I don't know. I just want him to put his money where his mouth is, Exactly.
Any final words from you, Cinna, that you'd like to say to the viewers or the bad bitches before the match?
I will say, before the match, I hope that everyone has a wonderful and amazing time. I hope that regardless of whatever happens, that we remember we are friends. This is a fun competition. And I'm sorry that the bad bitches are going to lose. I apologize in advance, but, we're here to win for a reason. We're not going to back down.
It's their fault. They put bad in their name. They're just telling the end results.
That is true.
I'm sorry, but if you have a word like that in your name, it kind of, you really got to show me how much of a bad bitch are you? Because if not, that title kind of needs to go. You can't really hold on to it anymore. That title could be moved on over to us, the bad bitches of the South. So,
Well, Cinna, thank you for the interview, and we can't wait to be led to another victory by you. This will be the first tournament that we win that is not a premiere. So. I have high hopes.
Let's go. Exactly. Let's go.
We have great histories.
We do, and thank you guys for interviewing me. This has been awesome. It's been wonderful getting to give these answers, and we're ready. Bring it on.